much. As John said, my name is Mohammad Azam, and I will be talking about simplifying your life with Messages extension in iOS 10. So how many of you have iOS 10 installed? So pretty much like most of the people have, and the rest are maybe Android developers or Android people, I guess, with Note 7. Everyone basically over here in this class is going to get like a code, which I'll share at the end basically, for Udemy course that I have on creating Messages extension, so you can download the whole course or watch it for free. I mean, you don't have to pay for it. It's like a 1.5 to 2 hour course, and it covers from start, like nothing, to end with creating a complicated app, actually, RSVP app. All right. A little bit about me. I'm actually the iOS instructor at Iron Yard Houston. So I'm from Iron Yard. They are actually sending me over here, so they're very kind. And they are right like 10 steps away from this building, which is their headquarters. I have worked previously of joining with Iron Yard. I worked as a lead mobile developer for Valak, AIG, Schlumberger, Baker Hughes, also for Blinds.com, which is a Home Depot company. If you ever go to Blinds.com and search for custom blinds, so those are mobile websites. I led the team to create those things. I also have a YouTube channel. If you just go to YouTube, just search for Azam Sharp, you will find a YouTube channel. It might have like 300 plus videos on iOS development and .NET, because my background is .NET, but mostly now it's all iOS. I'm an Udemy instructor. I have 4 courses, speaker, author, and I like to go to different places like Greenville. Iron Yard, I have to talk a little bit about Iron Yard because they're sending me over here. They're very kind for that. They have a 12-week immersive coding boot camp, which basically they can teach JavaScript. There is iOS, Android development, Python backend, .NET, Ruby on Rails. So it's really a great, basically academy or boot camp, world largest boot camp, so you can attend. And in 12 weeks, basically you become like a junior developer, which can be hired by any company. iMessages app. So iMessages got introduced in iOS 10, and you have already seen a number of apps. This is my app Flash Response, which allows you to quickly send text messages. Let's say you're in a car and you don't want to type the whole message again and again and again and again over. So you can just tap on a message and it will send you the message. A good case will be like if I'm running late because I'm stuck in traffic, which is pretty much every day in Houston, I will text my wife that, hey, I'm running late, go to the gym, I'll meet you over there, or something like that. All right. Stickers app, and we're going to build one of these also today. Stickers app are basically, as it called, stickers. And I think John really likes stickers app because he downloaded what, Kevin Hart? Yep. Kevin Hart app yesterday. There you go. So money well spent. All right. There's Ellen apps, and so all sorts of stickers that you can actually download. All right. This is the app that I did for a client. My client's mother-in-law runs a business, like a maid service business, and she cannot speak English. So this app translates between English and Spanish so that she can communicate with her client.
Oh, that's cool.
And Swiftify. Now, how many times it has happened to you that your mom is texting you with Objective-C code that hey son, can you convert, or daughter, can you convert it into Swift? Well, she doesn't have to send you anymore. If she downloads Swiftify for iMessages, she can just type in Objective-C code, click the convert button, and it will convert and send a text message, as you can see at the end, in Swift. All right?
She'll be so relieved.
There you go. Thank you. So type of iMessages app, there are Stickers app, which I already talked about, and there are iMessages app. So what are Stickers app? There is no code required. All right, you can literally create Sticker app in less than 30 seconds, and we will do that. All right, so basically copy paste images, you're good to go. Now iMessages apps are a little bit different. They live inside something called MS Messages App View Controller. So we're going to build a really interesting app for you. And most probably, if you're a parent, you're going to hate me for building that app, but we're going to build that. iMessages app classes, we are going to see a lot of these classes when you're actually writing code. MS Conversation is basically the conversation thread that is going on. That is MS Conversation. MS Message represents each individual message MS layout is a bubble that you see, the bubble that goes in the text message. That is created using MS message layout. And MS session is just, if you're talking about something, you want a hierarchy of that or a thread. So that's a MS session. But we are going to look at that when we are coding. Message presentation style, compact and expanded. Now, if you have used iMessages, you already know the compact part is basically this guy over here. This is the compact part, right? You can't do anything with that. You can't really, you can actively like insert stuff into that, but you cannot control the top part. And if you want to control the top part, you click on any message and then it expands. So that's the expanded mode for any iMessages application. And you're going to look at it when we are building an iMessage app. And that's it. Literally, I don't really have any other slides. That's pretty much it. So let's go ahead first and start building a very simple stickers app. So I'm going to go to, and this is obviously Xcode 8 I'm using. You cannot do that in Xcode 7, so you have to download Xcode 8 to do that. So if you go to just new and project, you're going to see two options over here. There is a sticker pack app and there is also an iMessage app. So let's go ahead and select the sticker app and I'm going to say next. I'm just going to call it retro emoji. All right. It's going to ask me where I want to save. I'm just going to save it wherever I want. It doesn't matter. And here it is. You can see there's absolutely no code in your left pane over here, right? There's no code, nothing. No view controller, no Swift files, nothing, because it's a sticker pack app and it doesn't require any code. So how do I build it? You just click on the assets over here, sticker pack, and as it says, there are no stickers right now. If you want, just drag the stickers and you're done. Now I do have some stickers with me, so I'm just gonna copy that and look at that because it's gonna be really quick. I'm just gonna drop it. So all I'm doing is I'm selecting these stickers and dropping into sticker pack. And if I've done correctly, here we go. All your stickers are now in your sticker pack app, and that's pretty much it done. You're done with your app. And you can run it and see your app running. So I'm just going to compile it and run it in the simulator. Here we go.
Why is it doing that?
Yeah, so that is, you can see on the over here, and it's a large amount of data.
Right.
Right? So this, they forgot, like when Apple released it, I think they forgot to disable the logging. So there's a lot of logging going on. You can disable it if you go to edit scheme, and then I think it's like a disable log something and set it.
8.1.
Yes, that.
8.1 is fixed.
Is 8.1 is fixed. If you want to fix it in Xcode 8, then you have to write a flag, and then that fixes it. All right, so let's look at the sticker pack app. Here you go. I told you it's going to take you less than 30 seconds. So that's it. You just created a sticker pack app, less than 30 seconds. You can click on it and send out these messages. And the other person, which is John, is going to receive that. Maybe this one. And they can select it. Now, sticker pack can come in many different sizes. So if you want different size, you can select small, medium, or large. It really depends on if your images are available in larger sizes. All right. So if you have an image size that is, I don't know, 600 by 600, it would make sense maybe if you want like crazy big images, then you can use large. So if I run it right now over here, I don't even know if I have that one installed. Let's see if I have the Emoji King installed with all of these extensions. Not sure whether that one. So I don't have that particular one installed. But if you have large image sizes and it goes, like if you send those messages, it will take up your whole screen, which is kind of pretty cool. Like if you want to do like those kind of messages. Now, this is sticker app. It doesn't have any code. All you did was to create these graphics or buy these graphics and drag and drop, and you're done with it. So this is a good opportunity if you are not a developer but a designer, a graphic designer. All you need to learn is how to drag and drop these images into Xcode and the publishing part of it. But it's very limited also, right? Since there is no code in it, you cannot put advertisements on it. You cannot do view controller transitions on it. You cannot do in-app purchase on it. The only way you can sell it is using like a paid upfront price for $1 or $2 or whatever, right? Now, you can make the same sticker app writing the code and add those advertisement features or the in-app purchasing features. You can do that, all right? I'm not going to show you how you can do that because we're going to build a completely different, fun type of app, all right? So this was literally the stickers app. If you want no code at all, just want to create an app with your assets that you already have. Okay, so the app that we're going to talk about is a little bit of a fun app, all right? So let's say there are two teenagers, all right? And they're texting each other. They're supposed to be studying, but they're texting each other. And they want to go to party or they want to do some stuff that is not allowed by their parents, all right? Let's just say that. So let me go ahead and run this. It's nothing. It's an iMessages app, not a sticker app. So let me run this. And of course, teenagers these days, they only talk in text messages, right? They don't call each other. So let me go ahead and run this. So let's say one of the teenagers is Kate and the other one is John. So Kate sends a message, let's say, hey, you want to attend party, all right? And John is going to receive the message, and that's fine. He's going to say, yeah, I want to attend the party. Let's ditch out the homework that I was doing, and let's go to the party. Now, the problem comes when their parents actually find out. They pick up the phone, and they're like, what? Right? So now, as a teenager, somehow I need to disguise the message, right? I need to camouflage it like a lizard. It change colors, all right? So let's go ahead and do that. So one teenager decides that, okay, I'm going to build an app that is definitely going to send text messages because I do need those text messages, but it's also going to camouflage those messages. So when my mother or father picks up the phone, they can see the messages, but they're like, okay, these are okay, I guess. I mean, I don't want to do anything. It looks okay. It looks like a good kid, kind of those things. All right. So iMessages app runs under the MS Messages controller. So let me show you what the interface looks like. It's basically really nothing going on. All right. So we have three screens. This is the messages controller. This is the white one. This is where we can inject stuff into this. And it's a good practice when you're creating a iMessages application that you put your controllers or you put the code of your controllers into different controllers instead of shoving everything into the messages controller, all right? So if I run this app right now, the only thing you're going to see is a white screen saying hello world. So let's say the teenager is now developing this and they're getting started. This is the only thing they see. Now I want to inject this controller, which is saying that create a new message. This is kind of like their UI that they're developing for their secret messaging app. So somehow I need to inject this guy into this guy. And this was introduced, I think, in iOS 7 or that kind of time frame, which is called a view controller containment feature. So you can have different portion of the same controller, same screen, but they're handled by different controllers. A good example will be if you pull out your stocks application for the built-in stocks application from Apple, the top part is a list of stocks, and if you click on it, the bottom part is a news related to those stocks or the headlines. So the top part is controlled by some different controller, and the bottom, the news section, might be controlled by a completely separate controller. All right. So what I'm doing right now is I'm injecting this guy over here, the yellow one, which is just saying create a new message, into the bottom portion of the screen, the compact portion, when the app actually launches. Now there is a bunch of code involved in that, so I'm just going to say present view controller. I already have that. And this is not injecting anything. Well, it's injecting, but it's not going to do anything at this point. All right, because I'm not telling it what controller I want to inject. All right, so I need to make the controller. And I want to inject this guy over here, the yellow guy. This yellow guy has a storyboard ID, which is secret message compact view controller, which is, I put it there. So I can use that, I can get that controller, and then I can inject that. So let's go ahead and do that. So first, I'm going to say over here, if the presentation style is compact, because I'm talking about that small little portion, that's where I want to inject, then controller is equals to, well, I don't really have a method, so let's go ahead and create the method that will return me that. This is called instantiate secret messages. This guy is going to use storyboard, going to use the ID of the storyboard, and then simply going to return me the controller, basically the yellow controller that we have on the screen. So let's go ahead and put it over here. There we go. Let's close this guy out. Let's see if it builds successfully. Looks like it's okay. So if I run now, instead of the hello world, the white hello world, I should see the yellow screen at least. All right. Oh, I need to, one more thing. I might have to call that stuff, which is over here. Now I'm not calling the present view controller that I just implemented. So let's go ahead and call that, because without that, it's not going to work, obviously. All right, so now if it loads correctly, it should replace hello world with the yellow controller. There we go. So we are getting one step closer. All right, so we have injected, we have removed that portion of the screen with our own code, own controller. All right, now when I click on that, it's not going to do anything basically. All right, because I have not told my application that what will happen if I, for the expanded state. And I'm going to do the same exact thing. If it's not a compact state, well, there are only two states. So if it's not compact, it's expanded. And when I click on that, I want to show a screen where the teenager can type in the secret message. All right. So let's go ahead and do that. Controller, instantiate the create message controller. There we go. And let's go ahead and run that. All right, so now if I click on that, I can see, I can go to my create new secret message controller screen. And that's pretty good. Now I can create a message over here. And I can say, hey, you wanna go to party? But if I now submit, this controller should actually go away and put the text that I'm typing in the text field and send the message. So let's go ahead and do that first. So I have connected already everything with delegate and protocols. So if you want to see that, this is the create new secret message view controller. You can see that it has a text field where I can enter my new secret message. And oops, when I click the button, it basically just tells the delegate that the button has been clicked, and whoever is the delegate gets notified. In this case, my messages view controller is the delegate, which is this one, and it's already implementing the method that it will get back the text message that I typed. The first thing I want to do is I want to get out of that expanded state. I want to get back to my old state, which is compact. Oops. Let's go ahead and run it again. So now if I click the create a new message button, it should go back to the compact state. So here we go, create new message. I'm going to click on that. I'm going to fill out this information and submit. And okay, I can go back to my previous state, but I need to fill out the text field, the secret over there, right? If you want to add something to the conversation, you are simply going to append to the conversation, which is very simple with the messages framework. You just say insert text message, pass in the text, which I'm already passing over here. And what will happen when everything completes? Well, nothing should happen. So let's see how this works now. All right, so let's run it again. and click on that. Oh, it was just loading. And here we go, submit. I got the message in the message box and I can send it. And we are back to square one. This is like nothing, we did all the things that we did, it doesn't really matter because the text is still saying, hey, you want to go for a party. And anyone can pick up my phone, my parents can pick up my phone and they can say, well, whatever the crappy app that you build, it doesn't do anything because, I mean, come on. So I'm like, okay, I need to hide that. Okay, so maybe I can use a message class which will appear in a bubble. So let's do that. Remember the bubbles in your messages when you're doing iMessages, they come in a bubble, not like plain, right? So I need to build that. So message equals to ms message. All right, message dot, I want the bubble to look a little bit nicer. So I'm going to use a layout. For layout, I want to build a layout. So let's go ahead and build a layout, template layout, and layout dot caption equals to text. So that whatever the text it's coming from the teenager, I'm just going to assign to the message. And then I'm going to do that. And then instead of inserting the text messages, I'm going to do a little bit fancy stuff, which is inserting the message itself. All right. Okay, so that should work. Now let's go ahead and run this app again, and let's see that if I'm one step closer to camouflaging my message, the secret message. All right, here we go. Create new message. I'm just going to write something. Submit button goes over here in a bubble, but the bubble now inside says, hey, you want to go for a party. So that's not really working out. I mean, I'm still gonna, like, my parents are gonna catch me. It's no matter, right? Okay, so the only thing I can think of is that I can comment out this guy. I'm not gonna attach a caption to it. So let's go ahead and run it again. Because that is the one that is causing problem. Whenever I assign some text, it appears right there and my parents can read it and then they're like, what are you doing? Here we go, I'm gonna assign that, submit it. Okay, so now it goes into a weird bubble, small bubble, but now I'm kind of lost because how is my friend going to know what is the message? Because since there is no message, it's completely empty bubble. So I need to think of something different. And this is where the URL comes into place. So if you see the message, it has a URL property. And you can send in stuff secretly in this URL. So let's go ahead and do that. First, we have to compose the URL. So I'm going to use the help of URL components, NS URL components. And then I'm going to say components dot. All right, so the URL is something like this. So you have a key value, secret message, equals to, hey, wanna party, whatever. So this is basically the format that it has. The first thing I'm going to do is create a query item. It's just like a URL query string that you have in the browser, just like that. NS URL, not NS URL, but it is a URL query item. And the name will be, the key that I'm going to use will be secret message, and the actual message will be the text. All right, now I can say components dot query items and then assign it over here. Let's go ahead and build that. Hopefully that's okay. Now I can simply say over here message dot URL equals to, what is the URL? Components dot URL. All right. Now, since this is not visible on the screen, you're going to see the same exact result. All right. So I need to make it a little bit more better. I need to maybe, send some bubble with a background. So let's go ahead and do that. Just making it a little bit much better. So UI image, and you can pass in an image that should be the background of your bubble. So I'm going to use a very secret image, which is called top secret. And I don't need that, and this is just the commented out stuff. Let's go ahead and run it. All right, here we go. Now remember, every secret thing that these teenagers are passing is in the URL. All right, so here we go. Create a message. Hey, you want to go to the party, submit it, and then this is apparently not really obvious, right? Like if the parent sees that, he's like, oh, top secret, so it should be okay. They're studying, I guess. All right. So that's already bad, pretty bad actually. We're going to fix that later. But now we should focus on if Kate over here is sending this message and John is getting this message. Well, John just sees top secret. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean that he needs to go out to some house for a party. It's just top secret. What does that even mean? Top secret. There's no message. All right. So the message is there, but we just can't see it. All right. Message is there because we attach it to the URL. So let's go ahead and find out how we can retrieve the URL from there, and that will be interesting. All right, so let's go into our, now apparently there is a method called didSelect, which looks like that it's going to get called when you select a text message bubble, but it only gets called when you actually send the message from the sender, and it does nothing, absolutely nothing, when the person selects a bubble. So it's either really bad naming in the documentation or in the API, or it just never fires. It only fires when the person is sending the message. All right. So we're not going to use that. Definitely, we can't do that. The idea is when, let me actually run it again. So the idea is that when Kate sends a message, a secret message, so let's say secret message, sends it, it has this top secret image, and John is going to get this image. Now if John clicks on that image, then he should see the real stuff in there, like where the party is. All right. Now you can go even further, that even if John clicks it, he has to enter a code or touch ID to see the message. You can go for, if you have like really paranoid parents, you can definitely do that. One more level of security. All right, but we're going to just stick with that. So we are back to our case of we need to find out how to get those URLs, those secret things that we put in the message, which are not visible on the screen. So you can do that over here in the present view controller function that I wrote. All right. Present view controller is fired when the page or the messages app gets loaded, and it also gets fired whenever you are transitioning from the compact state to the expanded state, from the expanded to the compact. Every transition it fires. So this is a good place to get that stuff. All right. So the first thing I'm going to check is if the conversation.selected message is not nil. So if someone has actually selected a message, only then go inside that if block. All right. All right. So what should we do inside that? Now else, I think I'm going to do this guy. So now I need to find out that particular URL and the text inside, the secret stuff inside that. So I can simply say guard statement, guard, let message equals to conversation.selected message, else it's just going to not do anything. Now the great thing about guard is that I can use guard in multiple lines and unwrap different stuff right after each other. Right? So I got the message. Next, what do I need? The URL. So URL equals to message.url. All right. Once I got the URL, I can build the NS URL components. So let components equals to NS URL components, and it can take in the URL that we just got. And then this can be false. We're not really resolving against any base URL. Once I got that, I'm really close now. The only thing I need is the query items that were part of the components. So let's go ahead and do that. Query items equals to components dot query items. Not sure why it's complaining. Let's go ahead and build that first, so that okay. I got the query items. We're very close now. The query items that we inserted only had one key, right? Remember? You can add multiple keys, but the only thing I'm inserting is one key, which is called secret message, and the value is some text saying, hey, you want to go for a dinner or a party or something like that. Now you can enter multiple keys over there, which can have different values. All right. Like you can have one which is saying like, hey, you want to grab a party, and the second key can be, oh, by the way, like you need to first get me out of the jail or whatever. Well, I don't know what teenagers do these days. It is possible. All right, so we got the query items. All right, the final thing I want to do is to get the text out of the query items. So text equals to, I know I have only one query item, so I can simply say like this and then value. All right. After I do that, what am I doing wrong over here? Query items with a S. All right. After I do that over there, I'm simply going to show the create new message screen, but with the text, the secret text in the text box. Now you can go to any different screen if you want. Since it's just a demo, I'm just using the same screen. So I will simply use the controller that I have. Controller equals to instantiate, and I have the overload function for this, which is instantiate the create new messages view controller, but this time I'm going to send in some text. Let's go ahead and build that. Oh no, what happened? Oh, sorry, this should be not over here. I believe it should be over here. Controller equals to instantiate and then pass in the text. Okay, so let's see how that works. So let's go ahead and run it. Actually, my presentation is pretty close to end. All right. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and click the message. I'm going to fill it out, submit. It gets like top secret, not really obvious, I guess. John is going to get that message. He's going to click on it, and look at that. When John clicks on it, it goes and it fills out the information on the secret message is now displayed over here. So that is how you're passing the information. Now I'm going on the same screen exact as you can see, but you can go on any different screen that you want, right? But I'm just populating this text box with that message that we added. So if I go over here and write any other message, go ahead and do that. Write another message. You might be thinking, where am I hanging around these days? All right, here we go. And then the Kate is going to receive, John is going to receive that. He's going to click on that because these are the two teenagers. They know what to do, right? And then when you click on it, you can look at that. The value not appearing in the messages conversation, but through the URL, you are able to pass that. But there's some mistake. There's some problem with this, even that, right? Top secret. Come on. Like, this is pretty obvious for a parent that they are going to touch that, they are going to tap or click on that if it's saying top secret. So we need to definitely change that stuff. All right. So let's go ahead and change. The only thing that we did was to, where is that code? Where's the layout code? Here we go. We were applying some image called top secret. Instead of, let's apply something called mom. All right. And let's run it again. And now it's going to replace the background image with some other image. All right. So here we go. I just added a gesture so I can fill it out quickly, right? Whatever this, hey, are you going to party or something? And now we can actually send the message like this. This is not really obvious for a parent, right? So they can say just it says I love my mom and she's the best. All right.
You should have left the top secret.
Yeah, no, that's right.
Should have left the top secret.
Because I know I'll be tapping on that too.
Okay, so now I get this. Now John is gonna get this guy, right? And I can click on that, and he knows because those teenagers are talking. They know I'm gonna send you some weird message. All right, so if you click on that, and now the real message is, hey, you wanna go to a party, or something like that, right? So that is pretty much how you build an iMessages application. iMessage application, as you see, it is much more flexible. You can have in-app purchase. You can have these kind of fun little apps. You can have advertisement layouts. You can have transitions, and it can grow much bigger than a single view control, single page or single view of the sticker pack application. You can even make sticker application using iMessages and then add in-app purchasing or things like that, so you can you can sell those things. All right. Let me go to. Oh yeah, let me actually show. Let me see if I can actually show it to you. That get a little bit of time. Let me see if I can load that Swiftify app. There we go. So you can download this app. It's called Swiftify for iMessages. It's a free app on the App Store. So next time your mom or your dad texts you with Objective-C code, just tell them, hey, just use this app, man. Here we go, NS string. So this is, I'm writing, what is this called? Objective-C. And I know all of you love Objective-C, right? So here we go. I'm going to just type something a little bit more. Void add. That's good enough, right? Objective-C code. And hopefully I'll have internet. So here we go. You see that it converted to Swift, and then you can send it back. Completely useless app, but it's fun, right? All right. So you can send it back in Swift language. Last, I'll have a few more slides. My contact is azamsharp.com. That's my blog. It's kind of like my portfolio. My email is azamsharp@gmail.com, and you can find me on Twitter at azamsharp. And thank you very much, everyone.
Oh, put it back.
Put it back? All right. Don't thank me then. All right.
Put it back. Okay, I got it. Go ahead.
All right. That's pretty much it. Thank you very much. All right. Any question? Anything?